can show off his
Previously on T-Man 978.
Here comes the B parade. Here he is next to G1 reissue Walmart exclusive Bumblebee right there. Here he is next to the New Age Goldbug right there. I don't know where my New Age Bumblebee is or whatever his fake name was.
T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Welcome to my most anticipated retail Transformers figure of the year so far. Transformers Studio Series 86, Transformers the movie. Hot Rod right here. Yada yada. He is number 4 in the 86 series. So it's sort of like 86 is the subline. I don't know if they're going to continue Studio Series. Who knows? But anyway, this is living up to the hype. It is, to me, in my opinion, the best Hot Rod figure ever. My gripes with this guy are few, so let's get that out of the way. He is a Voyager class price point, but he's not Voyager class scale. He is definitely a deluxe class scale figure, where you can see right here he's only slightly taller than Prowl, so you know figure like Ironhide is going to be taller than him, which is about cartoon accurate and whatnot. But as far as engineering and whatnot and moving parts, he is way more than Prowl. There are way more steps in the transformation, and he's like filled out, as you can see. There's like no waffling on like Prowl's legs right there and whatnot. And the inside of Prowl's arm, everything is fully enclosed and whatnot. In fact, he's doing a better job than this Fans Toys bot, who looks the part, but yeah, he is a wreck. But the size isn't really the problem. It's things like, because he is still a retail release, they upped the price to give us more accessories, but they had to cut corners that I know they didn't want to do, because this is, for all intents and purposes, like a masterpiece, little masterpiece. But since they needed to give us this yellow plastic spoiler, they needed to put some other stuff on that sprue, which ended up being these hinges right there. Like most of his joints and whatnot are made up of that yellow plastic. And then you have like random gray plastic right there on the butt right there. But so that's one gripe. I almost wish that they charged us extra money to, well, I would have been personally cool if they made him like a Studio Series masterpiece or something like that. And they just went all out and painted those joints so they wouldn't be like that. And the other gripe is the shoulder joints for transformation. I guess they did this hard lock so it will stay in place in alt mode, but it's like the arm is either like this or out to there right there on that arm. This one I got more wiggle room. I can mess around with it, but this one definitely wants to lock there or there. So maybe I could like fix that myself. And this particular arm, when I'm messing with it, sometimes this panel doesn't like to stay locked, but this one seems to be all right. Other than that, this thing is freaking amazing. Bringing in his comparisons, this is Fans Toys, which has all the proportions correctly and whatnot, but the articulation is garbage. You can watch my Fans Toys Hoodlum Chill Review. And Masterpiece Hot Rod, look at his backpack and the proportions of his waist, his hips, and his definite flat car chest body right there. If you want to see that review, Transformers Masterpiece Hot Rodimus Chill Review. He doesn't have these stickers on that review. I put a lot of work and effort into those reviews. Go watch it if you're really that interested. and what the differences are or how those are. But let's get into these accessories. He comes with his typical two blasters or whatever that the original Hot Rod toy came with. You never use these in the show. The hands, 5mm peg slot right there, even though the fingers open up like this. But they really just slot in there. You can wrap the fingers around. So that's a cool option. You can get them into some turbo revving poses with these guns. But if you watch the movie, you know he never used the gun on there. He was just shooting straight out of the pipes, GoBot style. They gave him these blast effects right here that you can put on the arms and act like he's firing lasers right there. They're very short, but there you go. There's an option. You can actually, because of the little pegs, you can plug them onto the guns right there. You have two options with the hands. You can open this up, rotate this around, and he has a welding tool. I don't have cup, but he can weld Prowl's chest. Over here, we can open this up, rotate this around, revealing a peg, and you can peg on his saw that he saved Cup with from the fish underwater. All the Autobots and Transformers seem to be able to just transform their hands at will into other different varying objects, which is cool, and it does spin. These are very similar to options that the Masterpiece figure came with. Or maybe he and Daniel are up at Lookout Mountain. You can open this up, flip this out, and boom, he has his visors. So now he can see the Autobot shuttle has been overrun with Decepticons. So shoot, 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 shoot. And this is all amazing stuff to be packed into a deluxe scale size figure. Last two accessories, he comes with the Matrix. This is the same Matrix that comes with Earthrise Optimus. Since the hand's open, you can wrap, I'll push the thumb through and just make him hold it like this. And then on top of that, they gave you this piece with these two things that we can wrap in between here. And he can light our darkest hour. And you saw that backdrop, I didn't mention it, that was the interior of Unicron. So here you are, that is awesome. Scared you're gonna lose the guns? You can keep them on his back if you don't want them in his hand. And you can also take the disc or the saw, put that on there. So there you go. Articulation. The head is on a ball joint, so you can get all these little side tilts and whatnot. Can rotate, of course. And then it can look up. And he has a hinge. He can look up decently high. And kind of look up and down even more with the hinge right there. Shoulders can do that. Like, not a ton of hot rods can do this because of the way they design it. And he can actually do this. And he can actually use this butterfly joint right here to come inward. And this would also help to hold the Matrix above his head, which really he only did when he became Rodimus Prime. But using all that in tandem, you can get the arms in front of the face and whatnot like this, which is really cool. Elbows bend more than 90 degrees and rotate. So this is sort of like hoodlums. The wrists rotate and you saw the hands open. The waist rotates. Well, this, thank you, whoever decided to make this a thing. You can kick up more than 90 degrees, kick back some. I always hated the crotch skirt that had the lift up with every figure. Legs kick all the way out to the side. Swivel right here. Most of these joints are crazy tight. You bend right there at the knee, but technically he does have a double jointed knee, even though you don't need to use it. He has the ankle pivot, and the feet can kick forward and back slightly. So, This is definitely the ultimate retail hot rod. Like, this thing does so many things and does them extremely well. Besides that, untapping. Here he is next to Kingdom Cyclonus and Make Toys Tailgate. I forget his fake name. Oh, this is Reveal the Shield Nightstick. Leader class double dealer. Buzzworthy Bumblebee right there. Core class. Springer, RC, and a couple of Ultra Magnus options. Optimus Megatron. And Megatron's arm articulation sucks for the out-of-the-way hot rod pose. Anywho, with all that out of the way, here's what we need to do. We need to... Fourth wall break. I hate when I don't say transformation. That helps me know when I should start the music, but I didn't do that here. Like, you might have to, like, lift up on this, but pull this away. It's like it stays tabbed onto that. This is painted. I don't like that. I don't like that. You have to move something off of that, I mean. But rotate this around, and this can kind of hang like that. But now the back of the body can detach from here. You can lift this up, rotate that around. I'm going to turn his head this way so it's not visible in the window, and put it like that. Here we can lift this up and just leave the arms like this for now. Down here we can rotate his waist around, open this up, get this out of here, push the foot up into there, go ahead and close this on here while moving this around here. And there is a tab. We need to tab that into place, and there's a tab on this gray part. I don't want to call this color gray. There's like a hint of pink in there. Open this up, or purple or something like that. It's not all the way gray. Open this up. I guess we can tab that now. Push the foot up, shut this, wrap this around, and yeah. And now we can go ahead and close this, which push these tabs under there, and there is tabs, holes right here that fit these. Wow, this goes into, there's like so many things happening at once. If you just put the legs in the place where they need to be, it all just happens. But just know that it's supposed to be doing a whole bunch of stuff. Now we can open this up right here and rotate this like that. Open this. Make sure the hands just stay like they were. Rotate this, and these freaking shoulder joints are so tight it feels like you're gonna shear the shoulders off, which is scary.
Deja vu.
But that tab's under there. There's a tab here that goes into the forearms. And now we can go ahead and, if this stays where it's supposed to be, move that panel down. Alright. Move this panel down. I'm going to do that first while plugging this underneath of there and tabbing this up to here. Now we can open this up, and this little tab fits into a hole right there. Get that good. And now we can go ahead and shut this. So basically squeeze, make sure everything is good and straight. And here is Hot Rod in his car mode. Don't play with me now that I'm on camera. This thing was nice and shut tight. Here he is. He is a nice smooth car. Yeah, I do have some other Hot Rod figures. Search Hot Rod Chill Review. You can see the other options or other things that I reviewed. bunch of my stuff, I'm going to start selling a bunch of toys. I have collected the same figures over and over and over again. But this doesn't seem to be as long as your typical deluxe. Here he is next to a Voyager. And this is a Voyager price point. So there you go with that. Here is Titan's Return RC. So she's quite a bit longer unless you include the spoiler. Classics Bumblebee, since I have a whole rack of Bumblebees still sitting here from that Bumblebee review. Oh, here's Netflix B. If you ever wanted to see this. Movie masterpiece. Even though he's huge. I think Kickback here is from Titan's Return. He's a Legends class, but holy moly. But remember, he was our way in. So there you are with that. If you want, you can store the guns on the front like that. Put the saw blade there, or you can put the guns up here. Come on, you. Put the saw blade there. You can fake like he has some turbo exhaust right there, or nitro. So there's that option. That's cool. There's no straight up peg. So although these, or some of the figures that's being released in Kingdom, can fit in with this Studio Series line, he does not have like an abundance of ports all over his body to accommodate for different weapons and whatnot. For instance, this would technically be his Target Master, but there's no real way to put him on the engine at all. So, yeah, there's that. Only thing I have, or only problem, this rolls smoothly, nothing's dragging under there. The only thing that you can complain about in this car mode is this jutting out the back. But I'm going to be honest with you, this thing is so smooth and sleek. And that's dark, besides the yellow joint showing. It doesn't bother me at all. This thing has so many other good things going for it. I give it a pass. You can't store the Matrix anywhere in this mode, which is unfortunate, but it almost does look like it has seat detail, but it doesn't in there. You can fake putting the Matrix in here. Well, actually, if you're pressed, you can jam the Matrix up in there for car mode. And I don't know if you can jam this up in there. Nah, there shouldn't be enough space. But, yeah. I really like this guy. Like I said, well worth it to me. More than likely, it will be worth it to you. And, I don't know. I'd say get him. To me, like I was already saying, and I know this is sacrilegious for the cheap people, if they would have charged $10 extra so that the paint could be completely accurate, I would have bought it and I would still be completely satisfied. I wouldn't feel gypped at all. But I kind of feel like this is a test run, because the price of toys is getting crazy nuts. I wouldn't be shocked after MP whatever, they're going to eventually start releasing Masterpiece in a smaller scale. And looking at what they can do right here in this scale, this thing can do everything and more what the Masterpiece size figure can do. So I would not be shocked if they decided to shrink the scale up. But anyhow, since the camera cut me off, T-Man 978 out of here. Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description. Click the videos. Click the fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos.